Hello Aquarius! Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, it's the Daily Tarot by Renato Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Excuse me. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. Why am I getting the hiccups? I've been getting the hiccups a lot this week for some reason. It's kind of weird. I don't usually get them that much. I should have known with the hiccups. You got the Emperor at the bottom here. Okay, now, oh boy, you got the Devil card. And I've probably said this 50 million times. In this deck, the Devil card in this deck, he's just so repulsive to me. Which, it's funny, he, she, they, the Devil can be anybody, any gender, I know that. But what I'm getting here, it seems like I'm pulled towards it and I'm just questioning if I should be. It's in your challenge position, and you got organization and grace. And I feel like they're warning. They're like, be careful not to be too... Like, it feels like a danger of trickery here, I gotta be honest with you. They're saying, you know what you want, and you're very smooth when you want to be. You know what you want, you're very smooth when you want to be. They're just like, don't be too conniving. Because you're highly intelligent is what I'm getting. It seems to be a stereotypical Aquarian trait. All the Aquarians that I know seem very intelligent to me. But they're saying, like, you know what you want, and you got the plan together. You can be very smooth, but they're like saying, be careful not to be too conniving. Just be careful. Because I feel like you might have fun with it, and you might have a little bit too much fun with it. They're just saying don't get caught up in it. Because that is your challenge card. So there's a danger of it. It doesn't have to happen, though. So you know yourself better than I can do through this reading, how much of a temptation that is. Because I'm getting, if you get sucked into that, you might really get sucked into it, and things might go a little out of control before you know it. Because currently you're in the power position. You got the King of Wands here. You're moving forward with what you want. You got the World in your spiritual position. You're moving things into a new phase. But you're definitely in the power position to do this. The thing is, the other person has things going on too. And I feel like when I'm coming into this for you, the next card I'm seeing is what makes things better, which is actually a warning card as well. The Nine of Swords. Like, this is some type of disappointment or regret. It seems like that's going to happen either way. That's why they're saying be careful. Be very careful about how... I'm getting the word conniving, and I hate using that because I feel like that's insulting, and I don't mean it to be. But they're saying you're highly intelligent, and you can be very smooth when you want to be. They're just saying something's going to fall through here. Because I'm getting that Devil card there. Is like you're setting yourself up is a little bit what I'm feeling. Because you're moving forward. You have plans about what's going forward. But the other person here, in their spiritual sense, they have the Death card. And they're moving on. From whatever this is, and I feel like you know better than I do. It's a general read, but I just feel like this could be... they're definitely ending something. And you're going into this whole new phase. So... I'm just questioning, is it the relationship? Because it doesn't feel like it's the relationship. Because I feel like that might be how it sounds. I don't feel like that's the thing. If your relationship is ending, you've seen these signs coming way before now. If you're one of the very, very, very few that could be happening for, there's been signs of that coming this whole time, and you're actually trying to keep this going, and you know it's ending anyway. So if you're worried that might be a possibility here, The only way that's a possibility is if you've already seen the signs and you're trying to keep this situation on life support. You know full well it's pretty much done. If you're just kind of nervous, like, oh, what if that's what this means? That's not where this is going. So I hope that makes sense. Now, see, but what you're going into this next phase, your partner is still, whatever this is you're pushing into the next phase, your partner's backing out of it. So for some of you, like what I'm connecting to is like a house. You're trying to get what you want. You're trying to get this, for example, a house. I'm feeling it's a house for somebody. You're being very, 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 very cunning and to try to get it. You want it, you want it, you want it. You're trying to get it. You're very smart. You're angling things. You're saying what needs to be said. You're like, it feels like you got this on lock. I've said some things that you can't argue against, and this has to happen. Your partner's backing out. They're stepping away from it. If it's, for example, the house, they're like, I'm not doing it. I'm not signing. I'm not going to do it. And the death card is there in their spiritual sense. Like, they're literally not doing it. They're walking away from the situation. Like, I said no, and I will not. I will not sign. I'm not doing it. And you can't seem to do it without them is what I'm feeling. Now, I feel like when this goes forward, for you, you have the High Priestess. I feel like your partner's literally saying no, and they're walking out, they're cutting losses and going. You seem to be holding true with the High Priestess. You don't feel like it's all said and done just yet. You realize that this is a very hard battle to be won at this point, but you're not feeling like you're completely lost yet. I don't feel like you're going to get what you want here, just to be fair. Because I feel like you're making quick moves to try to make this come back. You got that Eight of Wands, like you're quickly trying to you're trying to catch the ball. And you're standing here as the Emperor, like you're very strong, very sure about what you want. You're seeing how this is working out. And you're like, this can be really great. The Emperor, like, usually wins out, in my opinion, but and you're trying your best. Like, anything you can do, you're pulling it together. You have all the strength behind you in the world, but I'm getting your partner's just, like, not playing. And I'm kind of surprised that you have the Emperor here and these other cards, but I'm getting it's not happening. And I'm getting, the Emperor is kind of like on the outside of this reading, by the way, and it makes me feel like you're standing in a position where you feel you have all this strength, and the Emperor seems to be connecting with that Devil card. Like, you feel really strongly about this, like there's no reason this shouldn't happen. To you, this is happening. To you, this is happening. To your partner, it is not, and they're backing out. Now, your partner is also standing with the Star card here. They're thinking there's something better. There's a better option. There's better things to where you can both be a little bit more happy. They don't like this option. They don't want it. They're not going for it. And I'm getting, as they go forward, they have the Seven of Wands, which you have so many powerful cards on your side. I'm still kind of baffled about how this person is holding against you, but literally they're just refusing, for example, to sign. Like, there's not a lot that they have to do to just stop you. It doesn't seem like it takes much for them to just stop you. They just got to hold true to not doing it, and that's all that they have to do. Because I feel like I'm getting this house analogy again. Like, they have to sign, and they're just refusing. They're just like, I won't sign. I'm not going to do it. And that's all they got to hold to. They don't have to argue anything. They don't have to pursue anything or get anybody on their side. They simply just don't have to sign, and they stop the situation. I feel like it's that simple for them. Is it? They're all right. That's very interesting, because I'm getting their challenge card is the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is going in their favor. The reason it's the challenge card, though, is like this can be a problem. This could cause a problem. The challenge here is to not be greedy on their side either. Because I feel like this could become... The wheel is very... Like, I feel like it's a spring-loaded wheel, to be fair. Like, the wheel's coming to their side, but if they pull it too hard and they get too insistent, it's going to snap out of their hands and it's going to whip back to your side. And it's going to be like a fight. Like, it's going to be... It's not going to go well. I just feel like it gets spring-loaded. I feel like if they pull too hard, they pull too far, it's going to snap back. That wheel can go either way, and I feel like that's a big thing. I'm the type of person, when I read the wheel, to me, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or right side up. It just means that things are changing. Fate is changing. It could go either way. I'm getting they got to be a little careful. Their challenge card is to not overdo it and not get a little over cocky, because I feel like that's gonna have it's gonna be a spring loaded wheel and it's gonna snap back the other way and they're gonna get some other. You won't get what you want here, but they might end up with repercussions too. Good? Okay. Now where this like I'm getting again this Nine of Swords seems to be what's helping you, especially when it comes in with that queen, or not the queen, the high priestess, because I feel like you don't want to give up the battle. Especially with the high priestess and the emperor here, you're feeling like this is a slam dunk that you can't be argued against. Like you can't be won. Like you can't be defeated, I should say. You can't be defeated. But I'm getting like your partner just is not giving in. Not giving in. And they're saying this is what makes things better. Once you realize this is not happening and let it be, the situation seems to get better. Because I'm getting your partner just really, like, they don't feel like this is the best for your relationship. They don't feel like this is going to work. They got the Empress with the best possible decision and what makes things better. They really do believe that this is not the right idea. They do feel like they're looking out for the both of you as well. You believe that this is the right idea, but they don't agree with you. And to them, they're looking out for the both of you by saying no. I'm not saying you're going to be on page with that, but that's they have the Empress. That's why, okay. Just to be fair, because I was so kind of looking at the Emperor over here, and I'm like, how are they holding so... You have so many powerful cards. You have the King, you got the World, you got the Emperor, you got the High Priestess. You got a lot of strength. You have the Devil, too, not for nothing. But the Empress. The Empress can match energy with the Emperor. Like, that's an even match. Like, if they're going the same direction, they're unstoppable. If they're going different directions, that's a stalemate. Because one does not overpower the other. They're just... Those are... to me, they're above kings and queens. These two. And I'm getting... They're not... This person, your partner, is not backing down. They really, truly believe they're right. They're not going to back down. And they really feel like this is the right thing to do. And I'm getting also, they're saying that this is actually, spiritually, I feel like they're kind of on point with it. I don't feel like they might, I don't know if they're really going to have like an analytical standing for that at the moment, but it's kind of more, the Empress is more intuitive as well. So they just feel like it's not the right time to do this. It's the best possible decision to move on from this. And I'm getting like, spiritually, it seems like they got that backing. Emotionally, intuitively, they seem to have that connection at the moment. And at times, you can have that connection as well. It's just at this moment, it just seems like your partner has it stronger than you. I feel like this is purposeful. Because they're saying this is purposely set up for a conflict. Because it's about how you treat each other. This is defining your relationship. Because it's like, you got the Emperor against the Empress here. You're both feeling differently. And I've always said with these readings, don't get caught up in the gender. If you're a female and you're the Aquarius, you can definitely have the Emperor energy. It just seems like the male side tends to be, in my opinion, more analytical, more stagnant, can be seen as stale, but it's very much like the facts. The Empress is more about how this affects people, more in an emotional sense. How do people... Like, if you get what you want, does everybody happy that they got what they want? And the Emperor's more like, the plan says if we get this to work out this way, everything will work out. The plan says that will work. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. But they're equal. And they're definitely equal. They're just different sides of the coin. I'm getting, though, the whole point of this is how you treat each other. Because if you can be as cordial as possible... and disagree and move on to the next, I'm getting this could be a better situation going forward. The next time this comes around, and I'm getting it will come around again, this could work out a lot better. If you're treating each other well here, or doing your best to treat each other well here, the next time you start moving towards something, that'll work out a lot better. And I feel like finding the resolution that you truly want will go a lot smoother if you treat each other well now. Good? Good. All right. Let's do Aquarius single and see what we got for you guys. I've done a few readings today, and it seems like it's either, if it's not the Devil card popping out, it's the Ten of Swords, which that's not a fun one, or it's the Five of Swords. I think those are my three least favorite cards. The Ten of Swords, the Devil card, and the Five of Swords, because even the Five of Swords, it's a fruitless victory. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's not fun. It's just been a day with, it's been one of those cards, and those are my three least favorite cards. Not that I like the Three of Swords, but I just feel like, I don't know, the 10 is worse in my opinion. The 10 is a lot worse. Alright, what do we got for Aquarius singles? Aquarius singles. What do we have for Aquarian singles? Why is that pushing up? That's interesting. The Devil showed up again. And the Five of Swords. Well, shoot me in the face, why don't you? I shouldn't say that, but really, two of the three cards I don't like pop up in your reading. I'm so sorry. At the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. And I'm feeling like this is going to take some time. But I'm getting, like, ultimately things seem to be okay. But I'm just like, what are we going through here? The Eight of Pentacles is like, I feel like it's like finishing up a long project. Is what, like going through the stages, getting ready to finish it up, getting ready to wrap it up is what I'm getting. Because it might be a day for it. You got the Six of Wands. For some reason, I just refer to this as the victory card in the deck. You seem to have, as a single Aquarian, you found somebody who's very into you, is what I'm getting. It feels like it's more, like, I don't feel like intellectually you're matching. You may be physically matching, there might be some chemistry there, but intellectually it's just not cutting it. And I feel like you would like it to be there. Currently, see, this is interesting too, because the Eight of Wands is, the way the Eight of Wands is falling on this card is a little high. Usually when I do these, like, this is how I would normally lay it out. Like, the Temperance would go down into the Eight of Wands, but I feel like the Temperance is moving up into the Eight of Wands. And I feel like it's a movement backward. I feel like that's why they're doing that. Because, like, it's almost like you're waiting, you're trying to hold on to this to see, like, I just kind of like you think it's going to work out or it's going to connect. And I feel like you're holding to the past, like this was a victory. It was really good. It's been really fun. A really exciting connection. But that Eight of Wands pushing up is like, you're trying to keep, you're pushing forward. You're trying to push things forward faster than they need to go. This is contradictory. These two cards are actually very contradictory. You got Temperance, which is kind of like patience, and you got Eight of Wands, which is fast action. So I feel like you're keeping this situation going. That's the Temperance, that's the patience to keep the situation going. But the Eight of Wands pushing back to the victory of the past, like, you're trying to keep that passion going. You're trying to make this situation about the passion. You're trying to let the passion keep the life of this situation going. And I feel like that's the movement backwards. It's a quick movement backwards that's kind of sustaining the situation. It's going backwards to the victory, backwards to the passion, backwards to the success, the original success, and how you felt with that. And I'm getting one of the reasons for that is your thoughts are the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is telling me, like, you're expecting this to really work out as a love situation. And the passion is there, the magnetism is there, but intellectually, I don't feel like you're matching. Like, it's just not there. And I feel like because that spark is there, but the other part is not, it's really conflicting. And you want to find a way to work it through. I feel like it's like, neither of these are bad. I'm questioning if I want to use this analogy, but it's kind of like somebody who's very into chess. that's dating somebody who's very into NASCAR or maybe something else like that. It's just completely two different worlds, two different passions. The two passions don't really match up. It just doesn't match. Nothing's wrong with either passion. They just don't match. And like you don't, you know what I mean? They just don't. Those two things just don't come together. Like I'm pressed to find a way for those two to come together, and I feel like you're trying to. Because that passion's there, though, you want this to come in. And at the bottom, I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles. The situation has already established what it's going to be. Because the Ace of Pentacles, when you see an ace out, you usually feel pretty good about that. But I feel like what it's saying here is like what the situation is what it's going to be. You have lived through the best part of this, and I feel like it's already established to what it's going to be. It's not going to get any closer than what it is. Like, how do I feel like I would like this to be stronger in a positive way, but I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles as saying it's established the way it is. It's just, this is how it is. You're seeing the truth about how this is going to cement in. Like, the way it's going is how it's going to go forward. It's not going to get any different. It's going to build from where it currently is. This is your starting point, and there's passion, but otherwise, like, you get the Ace of Pentacles with the Four of Cups, which is making me feel like you know that there's a very important part here missing. A very important part. And I feel like it's frustrating, because it's like, why should I have to choose? Why can't I just have both? Because I feel like that is for definitely somebody out there. They feel like they either get one or the other. They can't seem to get both. And I feel like that's extremely frustrating. And I feel like you're looking at that like there's so much good here. Like, honestly, for the Four of Cups, this is a very interesting way. You're trying to cultivate the three that are right, except that one that's not right, that one piece that's not, it's really quite significant. It really is. That's unfortunate, but I feel like in this situation it actually is. And you don't want it to be. Like, when I'm looking at this woman, you notice that one cup is right up next to her, but she's not looking at it. And I feel like that's you. That one cup that's not right, it's floating in the air. It's not resting on the water. It's just like, this isn't right. This isn't right. And you don't want to see it. You don't want to go there. And I hate to say it, but what I'm also seeing too here is the other person, they got the Five of Swords. That's the other card. I don't think I showed the other card at the top here. The Five of Swords is a fruitless victory. They know this isn't going to work. They know the passion is there, but I feel like for this person, that's definitely not enough. They need somebody that's not only connects with them passionately, but someone they could talk to, someone they can hang out with and just enjoy life with. They want a friend and a lover, and they feel like you're a great lover, but they just can't seem to connect with you on an intellectual basis, and it's just the friendship isn't there that way. They just can't seem to connect that way, and they feel like they're seeing this as a fruitless victory. Like, the passion is there, but I'm getting they're already disillusioned with the situation. They're not happy. I feel like I feel like this person is kind of upset, to be honest with you, because you're such a great lover, and they feel like you're a great lover. But they need the friendship part too. They need the intellect part. They need to match with somebody on that. And just it's not there. They're not happy. They're feeling like this isn't working. And I feel like they're very disappointed that they can't seem to connect with you on that. They'd like to. I feel like they've tried to. It's just not there. Now, I don't know if I showed this at the top, but the Devil card is at the top. And this might be a thing for Aquarius at the moment, because the Devil card is in the first part here too. I'm getting you're very insistent, and you do not want to let this go. You want this to work out. Very insistent. And I'm getting that the passion here is so strong, such a draw, that you don't want to let it go. But I'm also getting like the Devil here is it's not usually, it doesn't usually stay, at least the readings I'm familiar with, it usually doesn't stay too long. The people I usually read for, it's like the devil brings a lesson. They usually just kind of deal with it and move on at some point. And I am getting the way the environment, this person you're dealing with, and the way you're connecting, the way this is heading, even though you're trying to force this to keep going, you're trying to be insistent to make this become something. I'm getting the Seven of Swords is coming next. And I'm getting like this seems to be kind of slowly dissipating. I'm just getting, because this isn't a relationship, you're still technically single. It's just like trying to make something, it's like trying to make a cake out of cornmeal. Maybe you could do it, but it's just, you don't got the other ingredients you would need to make that happen. You can make cornbread out of cornmeal. I don't really know if you can make a cake, though. But I feel like you're looking at it, but like, oh, I sure can, and I will find a way to do it. I'm getting this is slowly, like, because I'm feeling this energy pull back. I'm feeling the other person pull back, and they just seem to start avoiding you. I'm getting the fact that they can't connect with you on like that intellectual level. It just makes them, it feels like it's making them really uncomfortable, and they're just shying away and they're pulling back. Because I'm getting the Seven of Swords. It's kind of like someone sneaking away in the night, and I feel like they're pulling back, and I feel like that's just kind of what's happening. This is slowly going away. The thing is, you got the Magician at the end here. I'm getting you have to redefine this whole situation. I gotta be honest, I'm still feeling that Devil card pull in with this part, like you're very insistent, you do not want this to end. So I'm getting the Magician here is like you have to have a very frank talk with this person about what you each feel and where this is going. I do get that this situation should be moving on. But I'm getting a lot of strength with you, a lot of strength. And the Magician is here. I feel like you're pulling your resources trying to keep this going still. But I don't feel like this is an actual match. And it's up to you what you're going to do at the end here. But I'm getting the other person just, they don't feel good. They don't feel comfortable in this relationship because, and it's not a relationship at this point, I get that, but in this matching, because they just can't seem to connect with you on that level, and it bothers them. And they kind of want out. But I'm getting at the end here, you're coming forward again, and I feel like you need to hash this out, and I feel like if you get to that place where you're honestly talking out how you each feel, I feel like this might come, I don't know, you have to find a different way for this to work out, because I'm getting you don't want this to end. I'm feeling that. The passion is so strong. I'm feeling you don't want this to end. But this, I feel like there's a conversation here, and you just have to go from there. You have to really see what the other person is feeling, and I feel like if you connect with them and how they're feeling, I feel like this will go a lot better. However that means for you. You have to at least, at the very least, you have to go through and see how they're feeling and why they want to shy away, and like what could you do to make that easier for them? Because I feel like you're going to try, because you really don't want to let this walk away. And I feel like you're going to try to find a way to work this out. You're going to see if there's something you can both do to find something else. Even though, like, for example, one of you is a big chess fan, the other one's a big NASCAR fan. Is there maybe a third option, something that you both agree on that you could connect with? Is there something like that? Because I'm getting at the end of this, you're not giving up. I'm getting you're not giving up. And the Magician is like, you're trying to find a way for you both to have common ground, to get along, and you are giving this one last effort because there has to be a way. It's kind of like that analogy with the cornmeal. I'm just like, you can't make a cake out of cornmeal. And you're like, oh, I sure can, and I will find a way to do it. And I feel like that is what's there. And this is what's at the end. You're like, I'm not giving up easily. I'm going to try to make this work. I'm going to do anything I can, and I'm going to try to pull this in. And I feel like you're definitely going to do that. So this is really important. I can't really say if this is going to work or not, but it's definitely, you're putting forth that effort. You're going to do anything you can to make it work out. That's all I got for you at this one. That's kind of where this is ending. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.